Good hello, ladies and germs. Welcome to another shaky cam morning walk video by me, Dono. If you see my last 2 or 3 Bullhead City walk videos, you better know what to expect. So don't expect a headache from the shaky hand, non-stabilization. This is low key, folks. By a guy who's gonna. Well, anyways, I'm not gonna bother you with that. Anyways, we are going to stroll down Bob Stupak Way, believe it or not. Top that, Steve Wynn. But we're going to start not from the strip, but from this and Bob Stupak Way. We're going to start in Baltimore. This is hold on a second here. I'm in the corner of Tammy and Baltimore Drive. No, Baltimore Avenue. Okay, I am correct. Tam Drive and Baltimore Avenue. This is where this whole thing starts, and I'm in an apartment complex called Baltimore Garden, and it is pretty funky. I do like it. It's cleaned up. It's a bit retro, as you can tell by the white squares on this blue building, and I do not protest it. It looks clean. They kept the retro feel of it, and it's pretty funky. It's pretty active too. I had to wait a while to shoot this video until a lot of people pass, so I'm more interested in the neighborhood and the building and not people. I'm not Huell Hauser. I don't have the charm, charisma, or the English to pull that off. But anyways, this is Baltimore Avenue. And as I said, this street is pretty funky. It's definitely one of my favorite neighborhoods to stroll down whenever I'm in Vegas, which I'm doing right now. I dig those different squares on those buildings. My utmost compliments to the owners of this place. There's that absolutely wonderful retro sign. You don't see new signage like that in apartments anymore. Too bad, but whoever did this, they know what they were doing. And like I said, my utmost compliments. I'm going to keep my camera on this side of the street because you have a better view of those wonderful white and bluish green squares. Another notable thing about Bob Stupak Way, other than the gentleman this street is named after, is also the home of the Stupak Community Center. You'll see that in a couple of minutes after I do some more white shots here. Dig those freaking squares. And here's the other side of Baltimore. And you don't have to be a fan of John Waters and Frank Zappa to understand that joke. Oh yeah, Spear Agnew came from Baltimore as well. Edgar Allan Poe. Holy crepe. That town is loaded. Okay, folks, we are creeping up as I dodge the branches here. City of Las Vegas, Stupak Community Building. No, Stupak Community Center. And I am pretty sure this is where a lot of community-related events takes place on this part of Las Vegas. There is a Bob Stupak Park, but I know it's in this area, but it'll take forever to get to it since I am on foot, and I don't want to even bore myself when I do these stupid little videos. So I'll worry about that later. In the meantime, here's the back of the Baltimore Gardens building. All that's Sahara Boulevard. And that little red building right over there that does not look like Resorts World is what used to be the Lucky Dragon Hotel Casino. That didn't last long. It lasted 6 months. See if I can do... No, I'm not going to push my luck. You Vegas fans know the story behind the Lucky Dragon. It didn't last long. It was built for people from China. They fly all the way from China to stay there. And it is not Caesar's Palace. And that's why, no doubt, why it tanked. All right, let's see. There's a lot of condos. There's the Fontainebleau I will be investigating later. Yeah, Resorts World. And somewhere over there on the other side of that tree is the Sahara. So there we go. And more condos. I think that's a Turnberry Estates. It's more like condos than estates. But then again, I'm not a real estate investor agent. I'm not really into real estate BS talk. Now, technically, we are in Baltimore, but in a few steps, I'll be crossing a streetcar called Fairfield. Yes, Fairfield. And from Fairfield to Las Vegas Boulevard will be Bob Stupak Way. The block that covers the Stratosphere is named after Stupak. Let's get more. Now, somewhere over there, about a few doors away from the Lucky Dragon, is a bar called the Mint Bar. And they've dressed up that bar as their sign is dressed up exactly like not exactly, but very similar to the original The Mint Hotel Casino in downtown Vegas. Now, Fairfield. Okay. We're about to cross Fairfield, and we're going to make that transition from Baltimore to Bob Stupak. By the way, oh, hold on, truck coming. Okay. Speaking, well, I want to give an unofficial, unsolicited, unpaid plug. If a Las Vegas character like Bob Stupak interests the living hell out of you, I do recommend pick up a book called No Limits. It's all about Bob Stupak. I gotta wave traffic here. It is a big-sized book about the lifetimes of Bob Stupak and this monster, Stratosphere. Came out in the late 90s. For a guy who boasts himself and his properties, he was a very private guy. But the great local writer, John L. Smith, got some information out of him. So it's on Huntington Press. Look for No Limit by John L. Smith. I have just crossed the borderline between Baltimore Avenue and Bob Stupak Way. And here we are. Yeah, I know, not much. But it's Bob Stupak Way. I don't think Steve Wynn could top that. Anyways, what you got here is the Fairfield apartment buildings. And over here, there was a string of old abandoned motels that was owned and operated by the Aztec Hotel, Aztec Inn and Casino, which is on the corner. And I think we're going to go over there. Yeah, Aztec Inn Apartments Demolition. Yeah, for an area that's supposed to be, it's pretty busy. Here we go. Ace Demolition. All right, let's take a quick look at this. Ace in Apartments Demolition, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Anyways, yeah, looks like this is pretty recent. April. Well, I haven't been here in a year, so recent could be 11 months ago. And I took many pictures of this area and its abandoned apartments and old motels. I think the only ones left standing is the one over here. There are a few people staying in there, a few cars are parked, but I can tell there's a couple towards the end of the street that are boarded up, but the rest are pretty, they're still in use. Oh, I see a little bit of something. I had not noticed this. Once this video is done, I will be taking a picture of it. What's this? Hotel Registration Casino. Okay, they haven't painted that over yet. So there you go. That's Bob Stupak Way. This is Bob Stupak Way. Fighting it out with Baltimore. And of course, if you go past Las Vegas Boulevard, it goes into Baltimore. Back to Baltimore. But you get the idea. This part is Bob. And as I said before, if you want to know how much of a Las Vegas character Bob Stupak is, do not forget to look for the book No Limit on Huntington Press, written by John L. Smith. It's a handful. Anyways, okay, that's enough of the excitement. Later.